What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to show how to make a Zellers. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's okay, I don't either. I believe, as far as I was informed, it is a Canadian, old Canadian store chain that is generally no longer in business. I think they have a few stores still open, if my little bit of research told me anything, really. But usually it doesn't, so, you know. Anyway, here it is. There is no, by the way, material list. I'll talk about why, because I'm out of time here. So yeah, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space number for this is a 67 by 46, and the materials you're needing, you do only need 9 for this build, are tough bricks, stone, polished basalt, black stained glass, dark oak doors, smooth quartz blocks, mangrove planks, mangrove stairs, and mangrove slabs. That is everything you need for this entire build, hence why I don't have the material thing, because, well, it's just a hotbar's worth. There's no real point. Anyway, starting from the front left-hand corner of your 67 by 46 grid cough, if you made it. If you need to start from the front right, you can. This build is symmetrical minus the letters, as per usual. You want to start by counting back by 2 and right by 1 and going right. You will place 24 tough bricks. Just like so. Then go back diagonally right with a dark oak door, I guess in the front half of that block, like so. Then bring it right with another dark oak door. Forward diagonally right with a mangrove plank. Back diagonally left with a dark oak door. Right one. Forward diagonally right with a mangrove plank. Back diagonally right with a black glass and right one. Forward diagonally right with a mangrove plank. Back diagonally right with a black glass and right one. Forward diagonally right with a plank. Back diagonally right with a door and then right one. Forward diagonally right with a plank. Back diagonally right with a door and then right one. And then forward diagonally right with a tough brick and right by 23. There's the front of your build. We're actually going to, well, now let's do the mangrove area first, why not? You want to start by bringing up each black glass by 3 and each dark oak door up with 2 black glass. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Each mangrove plank can also be brought up by 3, by the way. There we go. Yes, like so. Weird noises make it better, obviously. It's gotta remove the silence somehow. You want to take not the top row of black glass, but one row down, and in front of each of these blocks, you'll place an upside-down mangrove slab, just like so. If you've made a lot of my buildings, this will be a fairly basic design. The 4 tall black glass with the third row having the slabs across. But it looks good, so, you know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because why would I? We're going to now do the layout of the entire build, and then we're going to, I guess we'll mark out the floor before we do the walls, and there's no real reason for this, actually, other than I just want to do it this way. On the left and right, you want to start by bringing these tough bricks each back by 42. Just like this. And then you can also connect them together once you've done that. You really only have to count 1, but... Now, you should have a comically large rectangle on your floor. This is the point, as always, I mention. Just take a look at this, and because I have no interior for this, decide if that fits well in your city, and, you know, if you want to make it smaller, bigger, whatever. Really, you can make the tough bricks, even on the front, whatever length you want, since there's no real pattern going on. The only thing is you need to make sure there's enough room for these smooth quartz to fit, and really a couple blocks beyond that. I'd say like 10 maybe beyond that. just so your walls don't look too short. That's really kind of my only quote-unquote criteria here. But yeah, it's not really a huge deal necessarily. Now, the next step we want to do is taking the mangrove planks and placing a smooth quartz block on top of each one, and then connecting them together and extending them off the left and right by 2 for now. So it is basically the length of the little doorway section. You'll bring that row of smooth quartz forward by 1, and then take that front row and extend it left and right by 4. So you should have a nice long row of smooth quartz. You'll then bring that front row up with 5 additional rows of smooth quartz, like so. This build is very peculiar, for the one reason of this actually doesn't have any, like, of the mangrove overhang on top, on this at least top section. Or, you know, the overhanging upside down stairs. I actually think it looks better without them for once. Now, for the next step, on each of the 4 corners of the build, you want to place 6 polished basalt moving up from the tough bricks. Yeah. And then you'll just have the walls to fill in. This just, I don't know, makes it look a little bit nicer. Has a little bit more detail going on. And then from this point, you're on top of each tough brick, placing 6 stone moving up, so you're just going to end up at the same height as the polished basalt. The one thing I will point out is you obviously don't have to fill all of them up this high, specifically on the front where the smooth quartz is. You really only need 3 rows for the full front, and then you should just bring up the rest. Did I fill too far there? It feels like I might have. Make sure. Yeah, okay, I'm good. But yeah, and then the sides and back are really the ones that you actually need to be worried about here. I'll fill in this whole thing, make this video a little bit longer. It's kind of my philosophy now. Especially with a build as simple as this, if I time-lapse the only thing that takes more than 30 seconds, then, like, it's going to be like a 8-minute tutorial, you know? We're at 6.5 right now, and we're already pretty much almost done. This one is, like, really basic, because usually with my builds, you know, you'll have the, like, center bit sticking out and pretty much going all the way to the ground, so you have some sort of geometry, really. The front on this one is completely flat, so it really takes away the one aspect of my stores that makes the videos any longer. But most of the images I was looking at had the front kind of like that, although one of them I noticed had like a weird indent in the wall on the side. It looked like a doorway almost, but there was no door in it. I don't know if it was like an emergency exit or what it was, but it was just to the left of the entrance. It was like a little cavern. I don't know what it was about. So I just didn't add it. Because when in doubt, ignore that it's a thing. It's a great philosophy. Saves lives. Not really. After all, this is just a video game that we're playing right now as we speak. Probably, I don't know. Maybe you're just watching me build. I guess that's a thing people do. I've done that before, watch tutorials, even though I'm not following them. Anyway, you should have this. Now, for the next step, we have to do the letters. These aren't really too bad, but they're something. So starting from the top left-hand corner of this big smooth course rectangle on the front, you want to start by counting right by 2 and down by 1, and going right you will place 3 upside-down mangrove slabs, and then a mangrove plank. Below that plank you'll place an upside-down slab. From that go left with a plank, left with a slab, down with an upside-down slab, left with a plank, down with an upside-down slab, and then right with 2 upside-down slabs. From that end one, you'll kind of go up diagonally right and place a mangrove slab here. Right of that, a plank, slab, upside-down stair facing right, up with a stair facing right, then back to the left with an upside-down slab, and then a stair facing left. You kind of have this, like, circle almost that we just created now, and from this block on the bottom left, you'll place an upside-down stair facing left below it. Go right from it with 2 slabs. Then, kind of, I guess, just right with an upside-down slab. It'll be up diagonally a little bit, but it's on the same block, technically. And then from that, you'll place a plank to the right. Leave a gap of 1 and place another plank, and then you'll take either of those planks and bring them up by 3. From this rightmost one, you'll leave a gap of 1 from the bottom of it and place an upside-down stair facing left. Place a plank on top, stair on top facing left. From that stair, right with an upside-down slab, stair facing right, down with an upside-down stair facing right, and then that's fine, we don't need that anyway, you'll go left with a slab. From this upside-down stair here at the bottom, you'll place 2 slabs to the right again, and then place kind of one directly right, but it's an upside-down slab here. Right of that, you'll place a plank, bring it up by 1, then up with a stair facing right, and then right with a plank. From the top half of that, you'll leave a gap of 1 and place an upside-down stair facing right with an upside-down slab to the right of it. Below the aforementioned stair, you'll place an upside-down slab. Right of that slab, an upside-down stair facing left. Below that stair, a normal stair facing left. And then left of that, just a slab. There's no apostrophe on this one. The other thing I will point out is the letters on this are very much at a diagonal. I feel like it's from, like, bottom left to top right, I think. But I tried, and everything I did looked horrible, so I just went with this because it looks fine enough. So now it's time for the really basic roof. You want to start with the smooth quartz section, and I'm going to do the top 3 rows. You only actually need the top 2. But you want to bring this back by really whatever you feel necessary. I'm going to bring it back by 7. And then you will just end up connecting together along the back. Alfar said I was going to do the top 3 rows and then proceeds to only do 2. Just insane. But yeah, this really is whatever you think looks the best. As I mentioned, and I think the last one I recorded Alta, I believe, which isn't even out yet probably. Usually these are just flat facades, but I give them a little bit of depth so they actually look like they're a part of the build. Because if you don't, they just look like they're kind of floating there. It's weird. Anyway, you'll fill in the top of that particular thing in with smooth quartz blocks. And then we have the rest of the roof. Which is also fairly easy. Yeah, like, we're at about, I guess, 12.5 minutes, almost 13 with the intro. Like, you know, if I time-lapse the walls and the ceiling, this would be an 8-minute tutorial. Anyway, the next step you want to do is on top of your top stone and or polished basalt, you'll place mangrove planks going all the way around the build. I'm glad I have something else to record today, though, because, my goodness. I was like, yeah, it'll be like 20 minutes, but no, it's not even going to be that long. Maybe I'm getting faster, I don't know. So then you'll have this. Surrounding that, you will place upside-down mangrove stairs facing in, well, the proper direction, which would just be away from the planks pretty much, going around the entire build. This is, again, if you've made anything at all, except for the Refresh Hospital, that's not out either, probably. You should know what this is. It's pretty simple. I don't really do anything crazy, honestly. It's most of the time the same couple of designs that just end up being used slightly differently. Anyway, from this point, you're going to fill in your full roof in with mangrove planks in line with the rest of the mangrove. But yeah, I guess that's the one thing with my, like, stores and restaurants and stuff is, I mean, yeah, they're changed up, obviously. They're not all just reskins of each other, but when you really break it down, a lot of the things I do are pretty much the same. I did have that little era where I made the stripes embedded into the walls. That was pretty cool. I like that. But I kind of stopped doing that because I don't really know. I guess just your walls have to be the right size for that to look good. And they have to be, like, the right contrast of blocks. So I think I just ended up, like, kind of fading out from that. But it's not terrible. I'm sure it'll come back eventually. Was it DSW I did it with stairs, I think? I don't know if it was DSW specifically, but there was one recently-ish I did with stairs instead of slabs. And it was, like, fully embedded into the wall. And I remember that one looking pretty nice. I don't know. It was a lot. I've made so many things. Like, I remember a lot of the design choices I've used, but sometimes it doesn't, like, click which build it's from. I'm just like, if somebody asks me if I've built something, I'm like, yeah, I think I've built it, but sometimes I just don't remember what it looks like because, you know, I've made maybe 3 versions of it, and then I've made probably, like, 2 other restaurants that look exactly the same as it or whatever. But, yeah, like McDonald's and Burger King. Well, I guess Burger King is different, but I'm having a hard time remembering. Like, I realized the other day, I, like, forgot if I did a refresh Burger King. And I was like, I think I did, but I don't remember. And I can picture it now. Because I remember it was like a build battle Burger King I made. But sometimes it all just blends together, you know? And then there's a couple really lost builds in this world that I don't think I've even been tutorialized. There's one actually in the area around me that's visible. That is old, like a year and a half old, that I'm actually bringing back. Because I found it as I was flying around one day and I was like, oh yeah. And it doesn't look that bad, so you know. And then I build things for non-tutorials, which sometimes turn into tutorials. Like, I've had a couple build battle things. I think I mentioned that in the Ulta video as well, which, again, is not out. This is kind of getting thrown in front of everything because suggestion moment that I actually have time for. But, yeah. Please give me NHL logo suggestions, by the way. I need to get back up on those. Don't feel like doing Nashville right now for whatever reason. Maybe because that logo is an insane mess of lines and curves. I mean, I did just do the wild logo. I guess it can't be that much worse, but... Like, I've done the wild, I've done the avalanche. I don't know why I'm fearing Nashville. Nashville should not be worse than those, realistically. But, oh well. We'll get there eventually. Anyway. Once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, see, I made that video like 17 minutes. That is your Zellers store complete. I gotta get over there, hold on. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, as mentioned, if you do have any suggestions, do let me know. I have a lot that is kind of getting filtered through right now between suggestions and things I've already recorded. It's just a lot right now, but I'll try to get to stuff quicker, hopefully, if I get suggestions now, because with Spirit, it got really complicated because I didn't record things until later and just had like a million things ready. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.